Hey, my friends, welcome along to lesson 122. Forgiveness offers everything I want. So we're just going to take a holy moment, and it will be just a moment because we have a lot to cover today. Just having a big sigh out. So take a big deep breath into your belly and a sigh out. Another deep breath in and sigh out. And on this sigh, really land into where you are. Deep breath in. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We know that every encounter is a blessed one and wholesome, and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are love, that we are one, and that we are free. And so we release these words and we let it be. And I know I changed the words up there ever so slightly, but that's okay. So here we go. Forgiveness offers everything I want. What could you want that forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness? A quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed? A gentleness that can never be hurt? A deep abiding comfort and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? So I'm pretty sure that you, like me, would love that. And it's kind of like, at what cost would I love that? You know, what do I have to give up in order to have that? And what we're being invited to give up is anything that we hold against ourselves or another. And as usual, I really want to say the importance of feeling the feelings. I'm not asking you to brush over anything. I'm not asking you to condone any behavior that has really hurt you. But what I am asking you to do is be willing to forgive so that you can experience all these things, so that you can let go of the burdens, so that you can let go of the stuff that you are preoccupied with. And we are preoccupied if we're holding unforgiveness. So all this, the gentleness, the quietness, the peace, the protection, the happiness, all of this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides God's guiltless child from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. It lets you recognize the child of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts so that you so that remembrance of your author can arise across the threshold of your mind. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? Whatever fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise never to be kept can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings. So I invite you, to just imagine right now, using your imagination, that every one of us is that divine light, is that innocence and that guilt-free, beautiful, serene being. And that over that is a shadow, a darkened shadow. And this dark shadow can be lifted by your forgiveness. And you're invited to recognize that the person, including you, is not that dark shadow. They're what lies beneath the dark shadow. And we tend to focus on the dark shadow. And we're being asked now not to focus on the dark shadow, but to focus on the light. But what helps that shadow to lift is our willingness to bring all the feelings that we have that had us see that dark shadow in the first place, to bring all of those to the light. And we're not alone when we want to do this. This is where we call in the Holy Spirit. This is where we call in the internal teacher. Help me with this. Help me to see this differently. Give me a new version of this. Give me a deeper perception of this. Give me a clearer understanding of this. So it's not that I want to sort of ask you just to brush everything aside and dismiss everything. No, it's important that we look at things and we feel the feelings. I can't emphasize that enough. So it lets you recognize the child of God and, oh yeah, I read that bit. So what gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, yes, I am reading this again, trivial effect or transient promise, never to be kept, can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? Why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything? So because we don't want to go to forgiveness, because we find forgiveness so challenging, we start looking for other ways around things. And it's like that kid's story, you can't go under it, you can't go something, you got to go through it. And it's a little bit like that. We've got to go through it. So here is the perfect answer given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust. Here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find another one instead. So there isn't another way. Literally, we talk about this all the time. You cannot go to communion with a knife in your brother's back, meaning you cannot know oneness. You cannot know how magnificent you are if you're still holding a knife in your brother's back or at your own jugular, which we do too. God's plan for salvation, for your salvation, cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as God planned it. Changelessly, it stands before you like an open door with warmth and welcome, calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you enter in and make yourself at home where you belong. So when I hear that, I have like a vision of a door open and a beautiful fire, a warm fire lighting inside, and that I can walk out of the coldness of my heart when it's stuck, into this space. Like, how gorgeous is that invitation? So here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for salvation up for the child of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer, clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of truth. So recognizing that what we have weaved are actually fragile cobwebs, and they can disappear like easy peasy summer breezy. And yet, what it requires first is willingness. Am I willing to have these cobwebs, these shadows, whatever you want to name them, disappear? And then you will be guided. Literally, you will be left in no doubt as to what you need to do. And I'm sure I've said this before. Sometimes, when you ask, what would you have me do? Just say you're finding it really hard to forgive somebody. And you ask, what would you have me do? You might find guidance to a therapist. You might get a phone number. You might end up having a conversation with a friend. You might have a realization late some night. But you're willing. You're just willing. You don't want to walk the way you've been walking. You want to walk a new way. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness, it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described, yet your forgiveness offers it to you. Remembering the gifts of forgiveness, the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day freedom will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, aware we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would no longer remain. Morning and evening we gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes easier. And now the way is short, that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. Seek into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure rewards of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today it will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise and have no words to picture. Now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts that have been held in store for us since time began. Kept awaiting for today. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today, all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day. As you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances, retain your gifts in clear awareness. As you see the changeless in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. I love that bit, the light of truth behind appearances. So this is like the shadow I was talking about earlier. Do not be tempted to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes by. Remind yourself of how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness throughout the day. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Now we will just spend a minute or two in quiet with this. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. So gently close your eyes down. And remember, we're feeding our mind. We're creating new beliefs and new neural pathways, and we're dropping old ways of thinking. So I say yes to this freedom. I say yes to forgiveness. I say thank you for the understanding that I am gaining. I say yes to freedom. I say yes to happiness. When you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And just remember, what we're wanting to do is create one big community of love on this planet. And we have to play our part in that. And the easiest way to play our part, in fact, the only way to play our part, is through forgiveness and recognizing the other as love. My heart tears. Have a great day and enjoy putting this into practice.